Hi, my name is Randall Crowder. I am the Chief Operating Officer of Phunware, and this is a recap of my recent presentation at the Fall Investor Summit in New York on September 16, 2019. Phunware is publicly traded on NASDAQ, and our fully integrated enterprise cloud platform delivers everything you need to succeed on mobile. By viewing this presentation, you acknowledge you have read and understand this disclaimer. Now, before we get started, I wanted to quickly address the volatility in our stock price since going public on December 27, 2018 at $10.64. It's worth pointing out we went public by merging with a special purpose acquisition company commonly known as a SPAC. However, due to the market downturn and redemptions, we only took in approximately $400,000 when we went public, which means we basically affected a direct listing. Now, since we had such a small public float, actually only 0.3% of our fully diluted cap table was available for trading. The resulting spike in price could be attributed to demand outpacing supply and/or a short squeeze. Due to the terms of our merger agreement, however, our stock performance meant that we would be able to force the cash exercise of over 7 million warrants as long as the SEC allowed our standard resale S1 to go effective within 90 days of listing. This represented over $70 million of potential financing for Phunware. Unfortunately, the SEC did not allow us to go effective until May. However, the story doesn't end there. After 90 days, warrant holders not only did not have to cash exercise, but also were allowed to actually cashless exercise. This resulted in downward price pressure on our stock as these new shareholders were able to arbitrage the higher price of the stock with the lower price of exercising the warrants, creating free trading shares at a zero-cost basis. On May 14th, the SEC allowed our S1 to go effective, and a little over a month later, our lockup expired. As of September 2019, our stock has traded in a relatively tight range around $1.70 per share. The last time Phunware was valued less than $70 million was actually our Series D financing in 2012, 7 years ago. Of course, as a company officer and director, I can provide no financial guidance, but I can tell you more about Phunware and why I think what we're building is special. Phunware was founded 10 years ago when less than 5% of internet content was consumed on mobile with a simple premise. Let's help brands transition from web to mobile. It wouldn't take long for brands to understand that a mobile device was becoming the most valuable asset on the planet because it was always with a human being and always connected to a network. It wouldn't take long for brands to understand that a mobile device was quickly becoming the most valuable piece of real estate to a brand on the planet because it was always with a human being and always connected to a network. So just as companies like Microsoft developed the software cloud, and Amazon deployed the infrastructure cloud, Phunware aims to dominate the. By standardizing on our mobile cloud, Phunware enables brands to get the right content to the right consumer on the right screen at the right time in the right place. Access to our fully integrated enterprise cloud platform is critical to the future of engagement because brands have an engagement problem that has existed for some time and it's only getting worse. In fact, the father of modern advertising, John Wanamaker, is famous for saying, "Half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half." Right now, brands often use a black box approach to marketing and engagement that is controlled by large data oligarchs like Facebook and Google. However, they do not allow brands to audit their data or protect brands from ad fraud that costs brands approximately $51 million a day, according to Juniper Research. That said, it's impossible to quantify what the additional cost is of not being able to identify and engage the right consumer. Solving the engagement problem is where Phunware shines. We provide a self-sustaining, virtuous ecosystem that reimagines mobile engagement by decentralizing data and empowering consumers. To better understand how we're doing this, I will borrow from Good to Great author Jim Collins to walk through our very own flywheel. That's fly with a PH, of course. Everything starts with our fully integrated enterprise cloud platform for mobile known as MaaS, or Multi-Screen as a Service. You see, Phunware got its start building large enterprise applications that didn't fail at scale. We built the first NASCAR app, the first NFL app, and we even built and maintained a large portion of Fox Media Group's mobile application portfolio. However, we knew we needed to transition from being a custom dev shop with lower margins to a higher margin software as a service business, so we began licensing a lot of the technology we had developed for ourselves. Of course, along the way, you get known for your expertise in mobile, and brands challenge you to innovate even further. In one such case, Kaiser Permanente asked us if we would locate a mobile device indoors the same way GPS can be used to locate a mobile device outdoors. Like any good innovator, We said, of course, and then our engineers set out to make it happen. We are now one of the leading technology platforms for location-based services with robust IP protection, which can deliver a real-time Blue Dot experience indoors. But more on that later when I talk about real-world examples. In addition to helping brands establish a mobile presence, we also developed our own demand-side and supply-side platform to enable brands to advertise to the mobile devices that touched our platform. More recently, we announced that we were blockchain enabling our data exchange to provide brands with better insight into how their media dollars are spent and to help them spend money targeting the right customers. Along the way, we intend to usher in a paradigm shift as we work with luminaries like Brittany Kaiser, who blew the whistle on Cambridge Analytica, to help consumers not only own their data, but also be compensated for it. We have introduced a regulated security token called Phuncoin to help drive this ecosystem forward. However, we believe most consumers are just beginning to wrap their head around owning their data, so we have also introduced a blockchain-enabled loyalty ecosystem to prime the industry with something that resonates with consumers today. Powered by Fun Utility Tokens, brands can now gain access to the features and capabilities of our fully integrated enterprise cloud platform for mobile that can be used for engagement while also rewarding consumers for actually engaging. Unlike other blockchain initiatives, Phunware has been hard at work developing the technology behind our blockchain-enabled ecosystem. Set to release later this year is our Fun Wallet, which will be much more than just a crypto wallet. Owners of Phuncoin and Fun will be able to take custody of their crypto, but this flagship native application will also serve as a hub for ongoing engagement with brands and even provide a branded marketplace for digital offers and goods in the future. The Fun Wallet also gives Phunware a persistent app on a mobile device that ensures we receive consumer opt-in and informed consent for first-party data. However, every step of the way, consumers are in control, being compensated and deciding what they do and don't want to share. And along the way, brands no longer have to carry this kind of compensation on their books as a liability like traditional rewards programs, because with Phuncoin and Fun, consumers are taking custody. All aspects of this system feed our nervous center, a Neo4j graph database we call our knowledge graph. You see, an early goal of the company was to create a Phunware ID for every human being on the planet with a mobile device connected to a network. We've already created more than 2.5 billion Phunware IDs and see anywhere from 600 million to a billion active devices every month, so we are well on our way. Our algorithms and advanced machine learning allow us to take these disparate data sets and aggregate them down to these individual Phunware IDs. This enables us to curate information in the virtual world so we can inform real-world interactions on a one-to-one basis at scale. This is the future of engagement in a mobile-first world that is rapidly becoming mobile-only. This is a future that will be Phunware-enabled. It's time once and for all to say goodbye to an era of engaging with consumers based on data collected through surveillance and exploitation. We're ushering in a new era of collaboratively engaging with consumers by empowering them and compensating them anytime they are engaged or their data is consumed. So let's check out what this might look like in action with a large cruise line, for instance. When we meet with large brands, we often talk about profitable behavior. For example, many cruise lines believe that the best time to sell excursions to passengers is in the moments leading up to the cruise ship leaving port. Now this makes sense since everyone is really excited about their trip, yet these cruise lines use archaic strategies like physical signage to engage with passengers. However, a Phunware-enabled passenger experience is an entirely different thing. First, we would leverage our knowledge graph to identify and build a specific audience that we would want to engage. Our SDKs would be seamlessly integrated into the cruise line's existing mobile application, so we could send push notifications based on geo-triggers such as passengers parking or boarding the ship or waiting in the lounge. We can even use fun tokens to incentivize passengers to watch videos showcasing the very excursions that we're trying to sell, which we know video has a much higher conversion rate. Once on the ship, we can enable use cases such as rewarding passengers for dwelling in the casino. We can unlock cabin doors with personal cell phones, or even order food and drink straight from your phone and have a waiter or waitress deliver it directly to you anywhere on the ship so you can do more vacationing and less standing around waiting. Our platform can be used internally as well. Brands are also looking to leverage our fully integrated enterprise cloud platform for mobile to engage their employees by tech enabling their office space. A Phunware-enabled employee experience allows employees to navigate to and from offices, as well as give them added capabilities while at the office, such as enhanced parking, find a coworker, scheduling office space, or locating important points of interest like the printer or the break room. Of course, with a decade of experience under our belt, it's no surprise we can add value across industry verticals as brands begin to embrace digital transformation. For example, we shine in healthcare, where we can offer leading health systems a digital front door for patients. Our platform can handle the entire patient journey, integrating with existing platforms like EHRs and demystifying the process of receiving care. We are also proud of the marquee investors who have believed in us over the years as we've raised over $100 million in private financing before going public late last year. Last, but certainly not least, I understand how important financial highlights are to anyone interested in Phunware. I would strongly encourage anyone watching to review our Q2 2019 earnings audiocast, but let me call out a few notable points. First, we absolutely understand that many of you will point to our balance sheet as the one negative issue we have to address, but let's not forget that this has also forced us to be operationally efficient. Since we are not issuing equity at our current stock price, we are running the business by signing up new business. Remember, we license software and these deals are typically 1 to 5 years, which means we are prepaid annually, but then we recognize revenue over the lifetime of the contract. We are currently tracking around $20 million plus in ARR, which means we're an enterprise software company trading at roughly 2.5 to 3 times trailing 12-month revenue. Yet we boast an impressive 6-to-1 LTV to CAC and $18 million in backlog as of the end of Q2. Looking ahead, our biggest potential milestones are finishing the year operating cash flow break-even and achieving an adjusted EBITDA break-even during the first half of 2020. In the meantime, we also look to announce news of customer wins and any initial exchange offerings for our cryptocurrency products. The latter, of course, would represent non-dilutive financing to address balance sheet concerns that is akin to selling digital assets at 100% gross margin. Lastly, it's worth pointing out that we continue to execute our plan to increase our average gross margin by licensing software. In summary, Phunware has a global reach with impressive scale. We have a proven team of executives who have worked together for many years, and we're excited about the opportunity we have to reimagine engagement in the mobile era. See, consumers don't mind buying, they just hate being sold. With our platform, brands and consumers can leverage carefully curated and protected data to engage on a one-to-one basis in a more authentic manner that creates a win-win for both sides. To learn more, please visit phunware.com, and thank you for taking the time to view this presentation.